8533 or tom@trentovision.tv. Listen and watch every weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1470 WNN and trentovision.tv. Now, let's get a peek at Tom's view of the world. Here's Tom Trento.
Well, nobody really, no one really could have imagined what happened. A mere 18,000 votes. All the experts were mistaken, confused. Ohio, Pennsylvania, came down to Florida. A mere 18,000 votes in Florida. You see, Congressman Allen West went down in defeat. Former State Representative Adam Hasner down in defeat. Took 3 months, 2 months, 60 days for the recounts and the lawyers and the recounts, and the whole thing came down to 18,000 votes in Florida. But today, April 20th, 2013, we bring you a 90-day analysis, 90-day report on the second term of President Barack Hussein Obama, who 90 days ago, January 20th, 2013, was inaugurated in his second term. You see, on November 6th, 2012, Florida, by a margin of 18,000 votes, gave the election President Barack Obama. Some of the Jewish liberals in Florida, because of the number 18, call this a miracle of Hashem, life. Then, on the 20th of February 2013, once again, the folks in Norway nominated President Barack Obama for a second Nobel Prize, based upon the fact that during his inauguration speech, he decided to trade the blind sheikh, Abdul Rahman Omar, actually Omar Abdul Rahman, the blind sheikh in prison in North Carolina. President Obama decided to trade him as a gesture of good faith for peace in the Middle East, give him back to the Egyptians. And at the same time, in February of 2013, President Obama identified Bibi Netanyahu in a new category, diplomatic category, entitled a belligerent ally. So in February of 2013, as we bring you this report on today, April 20th, 2013, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been determined by the United States of America as a belligerent ally. New concept in diplomatic speech. And over the past couple of months, Hillary Clinton retired as the Secretary of State. She was quickly replaced, nominated, and voted in the Senate, which the Democrats control. She retired, and John Kerry has taken her place. He's the new Secretary of State. And one of his first missions in uniting the globe in peace was to go to Cairo, where President Obama had gone 4 years ago, and he launched a U.S.-backed Arab Summer in an effort to take the good work that has occurred in the Middle East in the Arab Spring and through U.S. money and U.S. diplomacy and U.S. efforts to bring about an Arab Summer in the Middle East. Eric Holder resigned as Attorney General and was nominated and appointed as the Secretary of Defense. One of his first moves was to announce a repositioning of dollar allocation for the military. And this peace dividend that they realized now, this new administration, take this money and put it toward the necessary general welfare programs that Holder believes the Constitution underscores. The Senate nominated and quickly approved Gloria Allred as the Attorney General of the United States of America. That was in March, just a couple of weeks ago. And Gloria Allred, in one of her first decisions, stated that abortion should be free and accessible to all American citizens and all illegal immigrants who are on U.S. soil. And the money to pay for that will be used from the relocation of money that was originally going to the Defense Department. And Eric Holder seconded this great move by the new Attorney General, Gloria Allred. And she also said, Gloria Allred did, that in an effort to support John Kerry's Arab Summer, that the First Amendment of the United States needed a new look. It needed a global contextualization, whereas it was written in some constructive manner 237 years ago. This First Amendment now needs to express itself and integrate itself on a global scale, a global textualization, and that what may be good for Americans in America may not be good for Americans overseas, or may not be good for other humans of the human race, the global race overseas. So the Barack Obama administration is taking a new look at the First Amendment with an effort to contextualize it to fit the world's concerns a little more neatly. And the Second Amendment, Gloria Allred said that because of the expansive purchasing of weapons on November 7th, 2012 through the end of 2012, and the loading up of ammunition by Americans all over the United States, that the Second Amendment needs a new look also, and that maybe this idea of an individual right versus a militia was misunderstood. So she hopes to take this soon to the Supreme Court of the United States so that the Second Amendment can have a new look. As I report today, April 20th, 2013, on the 90 days since the inauguration of the second term of President Barack Obama, I can report that the Supreme Court has dramatically changed starting about 6 weeks ago. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Anthony Kennedy, and Stephen Breyer all retired. And the Senate, the Democrat Senate, quickly nominated and approved Henry Waxman, congressman from California, Barney Frank, congressman from Massachusetts, and Nancy Pelosi from the state of California. They recognize that Nancy Pelosi does not have a law degree, is not a lawyer, but they reminded everyone that the requirements for being a Supreme Court Justice of the United States, one of the requirements is not the fact that you need to be a lawyer or have a degree in law. So Nancy Pelosi, Barney Frank, and Henry Waxman now make up a new face on the Supreme Court. And the administration, on this 20th day of April 2013, as I report on a 90-day analysis of the second term of the Barack Hussein Obama administration, the administration has announced just 2 days ago that 15 million illegal aliens are going to be granted a new status. The new classification is called a neo-citizen. And this neo-citizen provides full rights of citizenship, and I'm reading, based upon a 2-year probation period, where during the 2 years, the rights of voting are also allowed in order to assist the neo-citizen in understanding the beauty and value of voting as a neo-citizen, so they pass their probation period and become full citizens after 2 years of being a neo-citizen. 15 million illegal aliens. And in the economy, we can report today that the Barack Obama administration has desired and formed out and framed out a government partnership with the automobile unions to increase government ownership of all automobile companies in the United States of America. And 2 days ago, the unions and the White House had a grand celebration at this new government union partnership. And finally, on a national security scene, yesterday, on the 19th of April 2013, Iran successfully tested an underground atomic bomb. And at a press conference right afterwards, President Obama condemned Iran for lying, demanded that they act responsibly, and said that as an act of good faith for them to act responsibly, he will end all sanctions that heretofore had been applied. Iran responded by declaring November 6, 2012, a national holiday. That, my friends, could very well be the 90-day report on April 20th, 2013, if a majority of Americans tomorrow vote for Barack Hussein Obama. As bizarre as some of that stuff sounded, I guarantee you some of what I just said, some of the analyses of the direction of this administration, some of the individuals that will take a leadership position, some of the decisions as it relates to the exceptionalism and the majesty of this great country vis-a-vis the Constitution of the United States of America. Some of what we are and what we've been will change so dramatically you will not recognize this country by April 20th of 2013. Oh my God. Hi everybody, Tom Trento here on Monday, November 5, 2012. We got 1 day to make sure that what we just went through, 90 days from January 20th, the inauguration, April 20th, 2013. We have 1 day to make sure that none of that crap happens. All right? You got to get together. You got to get out. You got to get your friends. You got to make the calls. It's down to 28 hours. The last time we were here, we signed on at 100 hours. Now we're signing on at 28 hours. Tomorrow we'll sign on at 4 hours. Hello, CJ. Hello, Mark. Help me out here, man.
Hey, well, the one point that you made about the Supreme Court, I think, is the most salient point. It's not going to be Nancy Pelosi or those people or Waxman, but I know you're doing that for alliteration. But
no, for fright, for scaring everybody, because it'll be just as crazy.
Well, I mean, as far as look at the last person he nominated and put in there. I mean, she is just completely off the rails, liberal left, and it's just.
Oh wait! I just got a text from somebody that says, "Hey, I'm not liking this." Right?
I know.
He goes, Who are the Supremes? What's going on? They finally got it after a while.
The Supreme Court that is probably the most scary part of this whole re-election process is actually the Supreme Court justices, because 2 or 3 of them are going to go in the next 4 years, and chances are, all the conservatives, everything that's going to be voted on is going to be 5-4, 6-3, 5-4, 6-3. Very, very liberal down the line. You talk about the First Amendment getting spiked, the Second Amendment getting spiked. it's just going to be a scary world. That is the most troubling thing to me is the Supreme Court justices.
Your quick thoughts, CJ. That was Mark, the disembodied voice. Now, CJ.
I wish I could agree with the two of you. That is the scariest thing.
Right.
Truthfully, I think that if Obama is reelected for a second term, the Supreme Court won't matter at all.
Why? Oh, because he'll just bypass
he'll just do everything by executive order. So I think the law of the land will be lost, and I think the Supreme Court and the Constitution itself will become completely irrelevant, and it won't matter who's on the court because this country will no longer be a country of lawful,
It's hard to argue with that.
benevolent
No,
laws.
it's hard to argue with that. No.
So I think the Supreme Court won't matter. I think it will be irrelevant completely in a second term.
Well, I was looking from a non-Armageddon point of view. Okay.
Well, there's no
Let's
such
see.
thing as a non-Armageddon point of view when you're talking about a second term.
I'm saying that's the best. What I was saying was the best of worst case
Yeah,
scenarios.
I get it. When I was writing this stuff, putting it together, the concept of a belligerent ally.
That was
really,
great. I like
really
the belligerent. That was a good one.
we've categorized Netanyahu as a belligerent ally. I mean, that's just
well,
so.
he's already being treated as the enemy, so
it's so
just,
foggy bottom speak.
Yeah.
It isn't funny.
Yeah.
And the concept of neo-citizens.
That's good. I like the neo-citizens.
Yeah.
And
It's very.
you could see this happening.
It's very 1984 for
God.
2013.
Well, I think they'll be called undocumented citizens. You know, and
You're going to get the word citizen in there. They're going to get a probation period, and typically
they're
you
going to
think.
want them to have the right to vote too. Yeah.
Well, typically you think the right to vote would follow some process, but why not this? Why not say if you allow them to experience the vote,
Right.
there's more motivation and interest on their part to be good citizens. You know, and you got the bobblehead dumb Democrats that go, that sounds great.
That sounds good.
I can
Right,
do
right.
that. You know, I'll vote for Obama. I'll vote for Obama.
Yeah, I know.
I'll vote for Obama.
And it's, well, you know.
Oh, well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look here. We just want to hit you over the head a little bit with the possible reality of what could occur tomorrow. Right now, though, we have a very good friend we're going to bring on, and this guy has done some amazing stuff, not only in his profession, but also in his avocation. In his vocation, he's taken the Hippocratic Oath, and he's become a healer of great magnitude. But in his advocation, he's taking the American Oath and become an activist of great magnitude for the principles of America, for the state of Israel, for the West in general. It's our good friend, Dr. Jeffrey Zipper. Are you on the line, Jeff?
Yes, I am, and thank you for that intro. I appreciate that.
Hi, Jeff.
No problem. That's CJ and Mark are over here. And your picture is up. The world is looking at you in your lab coat, okay?
Very
You look
nice.
so trustworthy.
Yeah.
Come over here, little girl.
Step into my exam room.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. You are a newsmaker because you sent out not just your work. Why don't you tell people a little bit about what you do as a job, your day job? Then I want to get into the letter you sent to your employees.
Yeah, well, I'm a physician who specializes in interventional pain management. We own and operate 7 facilities throughout the state of Florida. We perform our procedures in surgical centers across the state. And obviously, there are some significant concerns that I have on a go-forward basis if President Obama is reelected concerning access to care for my patients, concerning Obamacare, and concerning, as a small businessman, what the tax situation will be on a go-forward basis for my company and what kind of effect this could potentially have on my employees. At the end of the day, if you take a look at the healthcare sector in the United States, healthcare fully employs about 30% of every person who is still working and still has a job in America. And these changes that are being proposed can have drastic consequences to the employment for many.
All right, Jeff, let me do this. I'm going to introduce your letter that you sent out. Now, that wasn't a private letter, obviously. You sent it out to your employees went out on the internet to your friends. And folks, Dr. Jeffrey Zipper's on the line. He's a successful physician, and successful means that the services he provides are needed and people pay money for his services. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in business. It's that simple. And, well, where can they reach you? Let's get that out if they have to get off the internet or driving. I'm sure 50% of the people right now have some sort of pain problem. If they want to reach you, Jeff, how do they reach you?
Yeah, we have our closest facility here in South Florida is in Delray Beach, and our office phone number is area code 561-495-6300 if anyone needs to get in touch with us.
And actually, my wife is a hair club patient of yours, and has gotten some great relief from you.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, I'm going to read the introduction of your letter. Then let's get into it, because your letter reads like a reality check for business owners and for people concerned about the medical profession before they go vote today or tomorrow. Not today, though they are voting today somewhere. You know, I'm watching TV this morning, and there was no voting on Sunday, or no voting today. I mean, the polls are closed today. They're not open. People are going. They're going there anyway. You know, well, we want to vote. A lot of them, Obama voted. We want to go. They're doing it purposely to make it look like the Republican governor is suppressing their vote. You can't go today. It's not open. You go tomorrow, okay? Stop playing games.
Unbelievable.
All right.
Unbelievable.
I'm reading Dr. Jeffrey Zipper's letter to all users, subject upcoming presidential election. Dear employees, this is to your employees. This November 6th, you'll be asked to cast your vote for the President of the United States of America. Simply put, this is the most important election of our lifetimes. Our economy is on life support. This country is $16 trillion in debt and growing. We've been running a $1.3 trillion annual budget deficit year over year for the past 4 years. The growth and expansion of our economy has been extremely slow, and people are still losing jobs at a rate of 300,000 a month. We are broke and in debt as a nation. Now, here's your segue to your personal plea to them, and then I'll let you develop your couple of points. As a small businessman and co-owner of this company, I must tell you that if our country remains on the present economic course, we're all in for deep trouble, rich or poor. No small businessman will be willing to continue investing in their hard-earned money in this risky business environment. For me, this election is all about the economy. What is good for NPI, National Pain Institute, your company, is good for you and your families. What is bad for NPI is bad for you and your families. If NPI and other small businesses like ours are to survive and thrive in the future, we must begin to feel optimistic again about our country's economic future. By the way, small businesses employ 75% of Americans. We have two choices for president, each of which I will evaluate as good or bad for NPI, strictly based upon their own stated economic policies. Then you start, Jeff, with tax policy. Can you break down both tax policies for the listeners and viewers, please?
Yeah, well, you know, tax policy is very significant because the president is proposing to raise overall taxes on all small businessmen. And if you take all of his taxes overall, that tax rate is likely to go from 36% to 46% in his environment on your earned income, and capital gains from 15 to 25%. So, you know, why is that bad for a small business like a medical practice? And, you know, let's face it, all medical practices are small businesses. You know, we have to be able to provide sustenance for ourselves as physicians, but also the many employees we have. So if they are going to be taking additional resources away from our business, that is money, that money is something that we have used in the past for continued investment and growth in our company and in our business. And so this will result in significantly less money available for our employees to continue and advance through our practice, less money for raises that we could give, and less money available to retain good, qualified people. So I find, from a business perspective, what's being proposed by President Obama is a lose-lose situation for America. It will result in less jobs being available in my company, therefore less people paying taxes towards payroll and on income. So I think it will lead to a significant, sort of a death spiral in terms of tax revenues for the federal government, quite frankly. So that's one issue that I had made my employees aware of.
Well,
before Governor Romney, quite frankly, has proposed is much better.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, develop that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what did Governor Romney propose? So what he's proposing is to lower the tax rates and actually get rid of tax loopholes that are presently enjoyed by actual multimillionaires and billionaires. You know, when the Democrats talk about millionaires and billionaires, I don't think people making $200,000 a year are millionaires, and ones making $500,000 a year are billionaires. I mean, quite frankly, a family of four making $200,000 a year living in New York City is poor, in my opinion. So, he wants to close the loopholes that are enjoyed by people who are not like you or I, who have the ability to, ship jobs offshore or investments offshore and not pay taxes.
Speak for yourself.
So he wants to flatten the tax in revenue-neutral fashion, reduce my taxes to 20% on our small business, and quite frankly, that is good news because that will leave more money available for continued investment and growth in our company and many other companies. It will lead to greater employment. It will lead to the ability of small businesses to plan into the future. What our biggest problem from a business perspective now, especially in the healthcare sector, and I'll explain to you why in a minute, is that we don't know what's going on with our taxing environment. We don't know what kind of money or resources we will have available to run our business next year. We've been going through this with Obama now for the last 4 years. And planning for business investment and capital growth of our company has been extraordinarily difficult from that perspective as well. So we need what we need most, I think, is we need some absolute direction as to where this country's going. And until we have that, it's going to be hard for small businessmen to continue to grow their businesses.
Okay, before we move on to the next point, there are very intelligent people, I think, I say that kind of in a qualified manner, who are voting, who are physicians, and who are voting for Obama, and how would they respond to what you just said? What's the best argument you've heard from your physician friends who are pro-Obama regarding his tax policies?
Real quick, I'm sorry.
Hang on.
Our online viewers, we might lose the connection here in about 2 minutes.
Okay. For those of you watching TrentoVision.tv at the bottom of the hour here, 3:30 in a beautiful Florida afternoon, you may be losing the video signal, not the radio side, because the two squirrels that are powering the Beasley Broadcasting Corporation's internet have to take a break. Okay, they're union guys, and they got to take a little break for a little while.
Obama supporters.
And then they're Obama supporters. So we may go off the air, and Comcast is on the 911. They're running over here.
They're actually, Comcast is the one's taking it down. So.
Oh, they're taking it down. Okay. So, but anyway, we have Dr. Jeffrey Zipper, a prominent physician in South Florida, owns 7 pain management clinics around the state, has been very involved for many years in the state on medical issues. He's explaining to us, ladies and men and women, he's explaining to us a personal letter he wrote to his